everyone, and welcome back to our English podcast. I'm Emily.
And I'm Paul.
Today, we're diving into a very interesting and useful topic: how to think in English. This is one of the most important skills to master when learning a new language. We're going to share tips and techniques to help you develop this ability and speak more naturally.
That's right, Emily. Thinking in English helps you speak more fluently and respond more quickly, but it's something that requires practice. So let's get started. Our first tip is visualizing situations in English. This means imagining yourself in different scenarios and thinking about how you would express yourself in English.
Yes, Paul. For example, when you're getting ready for the day, you can think to yourself, what do I need to do today? Or, what time do I need to leave the house? Instead of thinking it in your native language, try to think directly in English.
Exactly. And another great exercise is to describe things around you in English. Look at your surroundings and practice describing them. For instance, if you're sitting at a coffee shop, you can think, the coffee shop is very busy today. The barista is making a cappuccino. This simple activity helps you start thinking in English without translating.
Right, Paul. And speaking of translation, one of the biggest challenges people face when learning a new language is avoiding the translation process. It's very common to think in your native language first, and then translate to English. But to become more fluent, you need to stop translating and start thinking in English right away.
Yes, and that leads us to our next tip: immersing yourself in the language. The more you expose yourself to English, the more natural it becomes. Listen to podcasts, watch movies, or read books in English. The more you hear and see the language, the easier it becomes to think in it. Immersion is key for learning any language, and English is no different.
Exactly. And you don't even have to be fully focused. Sometimes just listening to background English in movies or songs can help your brain start to process the language more naturally.
That's a great point, Emily. Another technique to help you think in English is to practice speaking to yourself. This might feel a little strange at first, but it's very effective. You can have small conversations with yourself, or simply talk about your day in English. For example, you could say, I woke up early today, I had coffee, and now I'm recording a podcast.
Yes, Paul. It's an excellent way to practice without the pressure of talking to someone else. And it's also a great opportunity to make mistakes and learn from them.
Speaking of making mistakes, don't be afraid to make mistakes while thinking in English. That's how we learn. The more you practice thinking in English, the more confident you'll become, and the mistakes will gradually decrease. It's part of the process, and you shouldn't be afraid of it. Embrace the mistakes. They're just steps toward improvement.
And remember, Paul, it's all about progress, not perfection. When you make mistakes, it's just a step in the process of learning.
Another technique that helps you think in English is using flashcards. Write words or short phrases in English on one side and practice them throughout the day. You can do this with vocabulary, but also with expressions or even whole sentences. The more you repeat, the more it becomes second nature. Flashcards are great because they help reinforce vocabulary in a way that's quick and easy to use during your daily routine.
Yes, flashcards are an amazing tool. And if you can, try to write in English every day. Start a journal where you write about your thoughts, your plans, or anything you did during the day. This not only improves your writing, but also helps you think in English on a daily basis. Try to write at least a few sentences every day, and make sure to review them. You'll start to notice a pattern in your language skills.
That's a great idea, Emily. And as you practice, try to increase your vocabulary. The more words you know, the easier it will be to think in English. Try to learn words that are relevant to your everyday life so you can apply them right away. If you're at work, try learning words related to your job. If you're in a social setting, focus on vocabulary that you would use in those types of conversations.
Definitely, Paul. And don't forget about speaking with others in English. If you have friends or colleagues who speak English, engage in conversations with them. If you don't have someone to practice with, consider joining language exchange groups or online communities. Speaking regularly helps you develop the habit of thinking in English. If you can, practice speaking with people who have different accents or come from different regions to get more familiar with various forms of English.
Another helpful tip is to think in English before you speak. When you're about to say something, try to form the sentence in your head in English before you say it out loud. This will help you start speaking without the need to translate in your mind. By doing this, your brain will naturally adjust to processing thoughts in English. With practice, this will become second nature.
And don't worry if it takes some time. Thinking in English is a skill that gets easier with practice. Be patient with yourself and keep challenging yourself to think in English as much as possible. Set small goals, like thinking in English for 10 minutes each day, and gradually increase the time as you get more comfortable.
That's right. Over time, your brain will become more comfortable with thinking directly in English, and it will become a natural part of your communication. Eventually, you won't have to consciously think about it. Your brain will just do it automatically.
Let's quickly review the main tips for thinking in English. 1. Visualize situations and think about how you would express them in English. 2. Describe things around you in English. 3. Avoid translating and try to think directly in English. 4. Immerse yourself in English through podcasts, movies, and books. 5. Speak to yourself in English. 6. Make mistakes and learn from them. 7. Use flashcards to practice vocabulary. 8. Write in English every day. 9. Increase your vocabulary. 10. Speak with others in English regularly. 11th. Think in English before speaking.
Great summary, Emily. Well, that wraps up our episode on how to think in English. We hope these tips will help you improve your fluency and confidence in the language. Remember, it's all about consistency and practice.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Keep practicing, and remember, thinking in English is a skill that takes time and effort. We'll be back soon with more tips for your English learning journey.
Until next time, keep practicing and remember, thinking in English is a skill that takes time and effort.
Absolutely, Paul. Stay patient, stay positive, and don't forget to enjoy the learning process.
And always remember, consistency is key. It's the small steps you take every day that add up to big improvements over time.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye for now.